Welcome to Pearls for Parkinson's. Here is this week's daily living tip. Welcome back to Pearls for Parkinson's. Did you know that constipation is a common non-motor symptom affecting up to 80% of people with Parkinson's? It can be due to the disease itself, in the sense that some people have problems with what's called autonomic dysfunction. And your autonomic nervous system is in charge of bowel motility. And there's a process called peristalsis. And peristalsis is when your bowel is actually contracting and moving that food down through your system. And so there can be a decrease in that peristalsis, just like there can be some slowness in an arm or a leg, you can have some slowness in that gut motility. Now, there's not a ton you can do about that. In severe cases, there are some medications that we can prescribe that help to increase gut motility. However, there are some contributing factors besides just that autonomic dysfunction that you can control and that you can help if this is a problem. And the first thing is hydration. And I know you've listened to me talk about this before, and I talked about the fact that you need to drink half of your body weight in ounces in order to stay hydrated. Well, that really pertains to your bowel as well. Have you ever tried to eat a mouthful of dry crackers and nothing to wash it down? Well, try to push all of that food processing through a bowel that's dry in the lining as well. And so it's the same concept. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to get backed up. Any of your food nutrients aren't going to be absorbed well if you're backed up, and your medications will not work properly because they can't get through to where they need to be processed in your body. So your medications are going to be more ineffective in a bowel that's backed up and constipated. So this can be pretty serious. So what can you do? So again, hydration is key. You also want to make sure that you're not drinking caffeine, because that's dehydrating, as well as alcohol. Another consideration is physical activity. The more active you are, the more you're increasing that core strength and that pelvic floor engagement, and that's going to help with your bowel motility. So getting active can help with constipation. Another consideration is your fiber intake. And a lot of us know that fiber is good, but we really don't know how much we should be eating. So if you're above the age of 50, so women above age of 50 should be aiming for 22 grams of dietary fiber. Men above the age of 50 should be aiming for 28 grams of dietary fiber. And if you're below the age of 50, such as young onset, women, you want to aim for 25 to 28 grams, and men 31 to 34 grams daily. And so what types of fiber is that? We're talking about, raw vegetables and raw fruit, grains, beans, legumes, and peas. And you can just mix that up because you want to mix it up and have a variety so that you have satiety or, a fullness feeling, as well as helping with that bowel motility. Another consideration is your medications. If you're having problems with constipation, you might not think to bring that up to your neurologist, but you really should. There are actually Parkinson's medications that are in a class called anticholinergic. And what that means is they can dry your mouth, and anything that can dry your mouth can dry your bowel lining as well. So that is a conversation to have with your neurologist or your primary care doctor, whoever is treating your Parkinson's or your movement disorder specialist, because you want to take that into consideration if any of your medications could be contributing. Even bladder medications can dry the bowel. So it is important to have that talk. In a later program, I'm going to talk in depth about prebiotics and probiotics, because those are really important for your gut health and the flora, as well as your digestion, but I'm not going to cover it in this episode. I hope that this has given you some ways to manage constipation this week and in your daily life, and that you tune in next week for more Pearls for Parkinson's. The Wisconsin Parkinson Association is a grassroots organization funded by people like you. To support more local programming like this, visit wiparkinson.org.